What's up, Taiwan? I'm Leslie Liao with 10 minutes of news here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's Premier Tseng-chang has resigned. Su is leaving after more than 4 years at the job. He's Taiwan's longest-serving premier since 1996, when the country held its first vote for president. In a Facebook post announcing his resignation, Su said that serving Taiwan's people as premier was the greatest honor of his life. He's resigning as part of a cabinet reshuffle aimed at freshening up the government before next year's general election. The ruling Democratic Progressive Party has not said who will replace Su as premier, but pundits say Taiwan's former Vice President Tseng-chang is most likely to take over. Vice President Chingte has taken office as chairperson of Taiwan's ruling Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP. He's pledged several major reforms and vows to unite the DPP, but his job will not be easy, as Jeremy Olivier explains.
Rooting out party corruption, responding to the needs of young people, and preserving Taiwan's democratic system in the face of an increasingly aggressive China. Those were some of the main messages of Vice President Chingte's speech on Wednesday as he took office as chairperson of the ruling Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP. The frontrunner for the party's nomination in the 2024 presidential election, Lai faces a tough road ahead as party chair. In recent months, support for the DPP has fallen sharply.
If you look at the numbers, the DPP just lose the trust from the so-called median voters. And that is because there's a lack of ability to respond to the major issues, the controversies during these years.
The DPP has blamed the decline in voter confidence on poor communication about its policies with the public. That position is echoed by some observers, who point to recent legislative milestones.
For example, recently they passed the Land Equalization Right Bill and also the Climate Change Bill. So that's a major achievement of the ruling party. So they should do more to convince people that they can do a lot of things in that position.
But others have argued that the DPP's efforts at self-reflection still fall short. This includes criticism of a report the party released in December, which examined the reasons for its recent election losses.
There was no criticism of former party chair Tsai and her behavior and strategic choices. There was, I think that it didn't go far enough in addressing the disparities between the party's ground game and ability to communicate with grassroots voters at the local level with the KMT, which is far better and historically remains significantly better at it.
The DPP hopes that Lai, a widely popular politician in Taiwan, will be able to bring the party's different factions together and resolve some of their biggest issues. If he cannot, the DPP could be looking at an even bigger loss in 2024. Leon Lien and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
3 Taiwanese firms are on this year's Global 500 list. London-based consultancy firm Brand Finance ranks the world's 500 most valuable companies each year. Taiwan semiconductor giant TSMC jumped up 6 spots from last year to 87th. Taiwan's Fubon Bank dropped to 425th from 385th last year, and communications company Zhonghua Telecom made the list for the first time, debuting at 447th. Amazon dethroned Apple from its top spot this year, bumping it to number 2. Google came in 3rd and Microsoft 4th. In other Microsoft news, the company is set to cut 10,000 jobs, becoming the latest technology giant to lay off staff as part of cost-cutting measures. The layoffs account for less than 5% of the company's workforce. Microsoft has more than 220,000 employees worldwide. The announcement comes as technology giants tighten their belts in response to weaker economic conditions. This week, Amazon began laying off 18,000 workers. Late last year, Facebook's parent company Meta announced it was cutting more than 11,000 jobs. A Lithuanian technology firm has signed a deal to access Taiwanese semiconductor technology. The deal with Teltonika is worth $15 million and includes a nearly $11 million grant from Taiwan's government. Teltonika said it hopes to use the agreement to launch domestic production of semiconductors by 2027. Lithuania has been a vocal supporter of Taiwan, which has drawn retaliation from China. Last year, Beijing imposed sanctions on Lithuanian goods in response to the opening of a de facto Taiwanese embassy in the Lithuanian capital, Vilnius. Taiwan's foreign minister says a Chinese invasion of Taiwan could happen in 2027 as Beijing looks to distract from domestic problems.
If you look at the Chinese situation right now, the economy is going down, the people are not happy, the real estate business seems to be melting down, the international community are not happy with what China has been doing, and therefore there's nothing for him to claim as his legacy at this moment. So we are concerned that in 2027, if Xi Jinping cannot change the situation domestically in China, he might want to resort to a use of force or creating crisis externally to divert domestic attention or to show to the Chinese that he has accomplished something. And we are concerned that Taiwan might become his scapegoat.
Joseph Wu made the comments in an exclusive interview with Sky News. China has been increasing its military pressure around Taiwan, flying more than 1,700 warplanes near the country in 2022. Beijing sees Taiwan as part of its territory and has vowed to take control of the country by force if necessary. The president of the Philippines has said his country made contingency plans to evacuate Philippines citizens from Taiwan in August last year after China staged live fire drills around Taiwan's coasts. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. made the comments in an interview with the Financial Times. Around 157,000 Filipinos live in Taiwan. China conducted 4 days of live fire drills around Taiwan last year after then U.S. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi visited Taipei. She was the highest level U.S. official to visit the country in 25 years. In the interview, Marcos also described the rise in U.S.-China tensions over Taiwan as very, very worrisome. Taiwan's main travel hub is seeing massive crowds in the lead up to the Lunar New Year. The annual holiday period doesn't start until Friday, but Taoyuan Airport expects to see 63,000 travelers pass through on Thursday. That's 2 to 3 times the daily volume the airport saw earlier this week. Long lines formed as early as 8 in the morning. The Lunar New Year holiday is the longest vacation in Taiwan. Traveler numbers are expected to surge this year. That's because it's the first new year after the country opened its borders and rolled back its quarantine requirements in October. People buying flowers for the upcoming Lunar New Year are in for a bit of a surprise. Prices have gone up recently, even doubling in the case of especially prized flowers. John Van Trieste takes us to a Taipei flower market to see what effect this is having.
It's the busiest time of year at Taipei's Jianguo Holiday Flower Market. Usually open only on weekends, it's open every day in the run-up to the Lunar New Year because of the high demand. This year, stall holders are charging a premium, in part due to supply issues. Moth orchids, a seasonal favorite, have doubled in price. A set of 20 will now set buyers back close to $170 US.
像前一波的选举，需求跟过年太接近了，之前的疫情，很多的因素刚好掺杂在一起，所以造就了以大花类的来说，它是20年来最贵的一次。
Some say higher costs are dampening demand.
珍珠菊的话都涨到2成左右，因为竹柏的部分大概也都涨到了3成。黄金万两的话，今年就是没有涨价的，今年买季有下滑到2到3成。
But here at the market, there are still those willing to pay.
我每年都要买兰花啊，因为那过年嘛，然后摆佛堂啊，家里就很喜气吉祥。
黄色的大吉大利，对，而且它金光闪闪的，我觉得好漂亮。大家都就是普遍都上涨嘛，所以就习惯了。
That means the vendors here, at least, can bank on a prosperous start to the Year of the Rabbit. Damon Lin and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with images of the Lantern Festival in Taiwan's southern city of Tainan. I'm Liao. Take care and see you next time.